Hey guys, welcome back to the recap. Alright, so this week on Raw for the recap, we start off Raw with Drew McIntyre coming out, and he came out, he talked about how Royal Rumble was and his battle with Goldberg, which I'm like, the match was okay. He went through like a whole battle. It was a very short match, and they just kept trying to hit each other with finishes, so the match wasn't that spectacular. But yeah, then Edge came out because, as you know by now, if you watched my recap for Royal Rumble or if you saw the Royal Rumble, Edge won the men's Royal Rumble. Edge came out and Edge talked about, he's the ultimate opportunist, so he'll in due time he'll choose what champion he's gonna go against. Sheamus came out. Sheamus just Sheamus inserted himself into the conversation and was like, "Oh, who are you, Edge, to talk to my best friend Drew McIntyre like that?" And then Edge left. It was just I kind of don't like when they start off Raw with segments, to be honest with you, because they don't end up being that great. But anyway, Drew McIntyre watched Edge walk away. Then out of nowhere, Sheamus broke kicks Drew McIntyre, so their friendship is done. Sheamus wants the WWE title. So Sheamus and Drew are probably going to have a feud in the next couple of weeks leading up to WrestleMania. So let's see how that goes. So far, it's okay. The starting of Raw is okay. Alright, guys. So next up on Raw, we had a match. I actually pretty liked this match, even though it wasn't that long. We had Matt Riddle come out, and he challenged Bobby Lashley for the United States title. Bobby Lashley has been way more aggressive when he wrestles and showing off a lot more of his power. And during the match, Bobby Lashley hit these big powerhouse moves. Matt Riddle, I didn't realize Matt Riddle can do a lot of high flying things. I know he can strike. I know he can do he's strong, so he can do power moves, and he can also do technical moves. But he's a pretty good high flyer too. He did a impressive floating bro is what he calls it, which is pretty much just kind of like a rotating senton. But he did it springboard one off the apron onto Bobby Lashley, who was on the outside of the ring. But Bobby Lashley, towards the end of the match, Bobby Lashley put him in the hurt lock on the outside on the apron. So that doesn't count, even if Riddle taps out. It's not going to count because it's not inside the ring. And the referee, started counting, telling Bobby Lashley to break the hold. Bobby Lashley did not break that hold at all. He got disqualified, and he kept that hurt lock on Matt Riddle and just threw him around, put it on him again on the outside of the ring. Threw him over the barricade, and he seems very, very angry that I'm guessing because Riddle eliminated him in the Royal Rumble last night. So let's see what happens with Bobby Lashley. Let's see if he just goes berserk and starts just mowing down people. He was already dominant, but now he's getting a crazy mean streak, which I kind of like. All right, guys. So next up on Raw, we had a segment that turned into a match. So we had Miz TV, and Miz invited a special guest. He invited Bad Bunny. Yes, the artist Bad Bunny was on Raw tonight, just like he was at Royal Rumble. So guess who showed up on Raw and had their Raw debut? Damien Priest. I feel like Raw suits Damien Priest. I just hope they use him right, because as you know, Keith Lee debuted not too long ago on Raw, and what is Keith Lee doing right now? I don't know if he's injured. He might be injured, but they did not do a good job with Keith Lee at all on Raw. Yeah, so as the match progressed, The Miz took over, and then because John Morrison kept interfering, and then John Morrison was trying to distract the referee so Miz can get the Money in the Bank briefcase and probably hit Damien Priest with it. Bad Bunny was ringside watching all this, so Bad Bunny decided to take the briefcase out of the equation, and then John Morrison came over to him and was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then Bad Bunny was like, I'm sorry, and took a microphone and hit John Morrison in the face. The Miz, that distracted The Miz, and The Miz ended up getting the Day of Reckoning finisher from Damien Priest, and then 1, 2, 3, Damien Priest wins his Raw debut, which I'm happy about. I'm happy to see just Damien Priest move up and get more recognition. He's a very top shelf talent that they have there. I just really hope Raw uses him right, because it's becoming a thing of just NXT talented superstars who are champions or just like held down the show of NXT, and then they get to these main rosters and WWE doesn't know what to do with them, and they just end up you never hear from them again. You barely see them. So yeah. All right, guys. So next up, we had a triple threat tag team match. Charlotte came out with Asuka, because as you know, they lost the titles last night after Royal Rumble. And then after that tag team came out, then we had the team of Mandy Rose and Dana Brooks. Not Brooks. And then after they came out, then we had the tag team of Lana and Naomi, because Naomi returned last night. Also, Lana returned last night too, because they've both been out with injuries, I believe. Yeah, so Naomi won, but the dumb part about the ending was like, that's what I would have done. Like if I was about to get distracted, possibly get hit in the match or whatever, like Ric Flair and Lacey Evans coming down, I'm gonna tag you in, because if I'm distracted with them, I'm gonna lose the match for us. So I tag you in. So I don't know why Asuka was like, "Where are you going?" Asuka should have just got tagged in, which was the right thing for Charlotte to do, and Asuka should have just continued the match. So yeah, that part was dumb, but it was a good match. All right, guys. So next up, we had another match. I enjoyed this match. We had Nikki Cross, and she went off to face her former best friend, who she's had problems in the past with now, Alexa Bliss. And as you know, Alexa Bliss is like the fiend Alexa Bliss. Like, she's deranged and she's mind controlled by the fiend and all this other stuff. So she has no friends. Alexa Bliss is like, I don't know. She does this character very well. Alexa Bliss turned into the old Alexa Bliss, but then Nikki Cross didn't fall for that, so she still attacked her. And then she turned back into the, like the, I guess, I don't know what you would call this. I guess the stage one Alexa Bliss. She wasn't the fiend Alexa Bliss. She was like the Playhouse Alexa Bliss or whatever. And then she hit like Sister Abigail, but like turned it into a DDT as well, which is cool, on Nikki Cross. And then she picked up the 1, 2, 3. So Alexa Bliss just beat Nikki Cross again. Yeah, that was that match between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. All right, guys. So we come down to the last moments of Raw, where we had another match. Raw was actually better this week than last week because of the matches. Like, didn't have too many, segments. So we have Randy Orton, and he came out, and he faced against Edge. So they keep saying, "Oh, this is the last time they're gonna face each other." I doubt that. Every time WWE says, "Oh, this is the last time these two guys are gonna meet," later on they end up meeting, or girls. So it don't matter. But anyway, I really enjoyed this match. It was probably the best match of the night. It was a full-length match. Randy Orton just being sadistic as he always is, calculating, stomping out Edge's stomach, knees, elbows, all that stuff, poking Edge in the eyes at some points in the match. Edge trying to hit his, because he went to the Royal Rumble match. I think they said he did 58 minutes of participating in that match, and he won it. So he's like way exhausted, like way more than Randy Orton, because Randy Orton was only in the match for like 8-10 minutes. So Edge, he tried to hit his big moves. He hit the execution. He hit the Edge-O-Matic. I forgot what Randy Orton did. Randy Orton took him to the outside, back body drop on the announce table, classic Randy Orton. Randy Orton hit him with the draping DDT, hit him with the scoop slam. And when it came down towards the end of the match, it looked like Randy Orton was setting up for the RKO. And then you hear like this like twinkly little star music, and then Randy Orton turns around. Here's Alexa Bliss, just pops up out of nowhere. She's just sitting on the top rope with like black goop that looks like black blood or something, like dripping out of her mouth, which distracts Randy Orton, because if you remember, Randy Orton walked right past her in his entrance, and they've been having a feud. She set his face on fire like weeks ago. He RKO'd her, I believe, last week, so they have their problems. And then Randy Orton got distracted, looked back at her, And then he turns back around right into a spear from Edge. Edge gets the 1, 2, 3, and your winner, the Rated R Superstar. I don't know why, but I'm just keep doing that every time Edge wins a match because I don't know. I always loved when Tony Chimel would just do that for Edge. Yeah, so it was a good match. Raw was much better than last week. So thank you for watching, and as always, peace out.